Hey guys, what's up? It's Chris from the University of Manchester Esports Society, and today we've got a very special guest from Riot. He'll tell you a bit more about himself, so go on Ollie, tell us a bit about yourself and what you do at Riot.
Hey everyone, my name is Ólafur Hrafn. I am from Iceland and I am the University Program Specialist here at Riot Games EU.
Okay, you're done. So why have Riot got involved with the UK in particular?
Well, the UK is a really interesting market and it's a really interesting country in general. The university structure in the UK lends itself very well to what we're kind of trying to accomplish. There's a rich history of societies and clubs and varsity matches. There's a little bit of inter-university sports. So it makes a lot of sense for us to start fleshing out what the university scene looks like in Europe in a market that's really receptive to it. So that's kind of why a lot of focus is on the UK right now. Obviously, we want to bring this to all our players across Europe, but the UK is a great place to start that has a lot of potential, a lot of really passionate organizers already doing amazing things, such as the King of the North, the Newell are in there. You got the King of the Capital coming up. You have Best of the Southwest, countless community nights, local tournaments, and so on. I've had my hand full with UK events solely, and that's a pretty big thing. So.
Yeah, I mean, there's lots of great events coming up for sure. So on that sort of side, what are Riot's plans for the university scene in the future?
Well, Riot's plans are to give the power to the players, and I think that's kind of a continuous mission. We as Riot Games, we do aspire to be the most player-focused company in the world, and I know this might sound a little bit cheesy that I said that, but it's just because we believe it in our hearts so much that I kind of feel like I have to say it. So our plans for the university scene isn't to just like exert Riot's plans on the university scene. It's to figure out what the players want and what the university organizers want and what fits for the university players, and then take it from there and then aim to do that. So it's really all about supporting community organizers, making sure that they have the tools they need to connect, discover each other, organize kick-ass events, get them the publicity that they need, and make sure that everyone has a good time.
Sounds really good. So what do you think the relationship is between the university scene and the professional scene, and where do you see that going in the future?
Right now, there isn't a lot of there isn't really a relationship between there. But with the rise of university esports, who knows what the future might hold? You don't have to look further than just like college basketball or college football in the U.S. to see that there is a very, very big potential there to create this pipeline of up-and-coming pros that play in high-level university play and then transition seamlessly into the pro scene. And I think that the university space would be a good incubator for top-tier talent, and I think that's happening right now with high-tier teams in the university scene doing some awesome stuff and potentially kind of challenging the pros.
Yeah, it sounds really good. So we talked a bit about the King of the North and the King of the Capital and events like that before. In your eyes, what do you see is the role of university societies in like the growth of university esports and sort of esports in general in the UK and I guess in the rest of Europe?
Societies are everything. The societies are the heart that keeps the university scene alive, and that's the truth. Without the societies, there's pretty much nothing be happening. So this is the core of what I want to see happen. I want to see the societies get bigger and societies get stronger, and they'll have the abilities to organize bigger, better events. And I don't know, but like it's kind of hard to put into words this vision I have in my head, but I see the societies play a core role in anything university related in the future. Without the passionate players and the passionate organizers that have already taken it upon themselves, without any intervention or motivation or support from the Riot side, to form a League of Legends society, a gaming society, or an esports society, and then create this awesome, engaging content for our players, just on their own, based on their pure passion. I mean, not am I only great grateful for being able to be a part of that scene and help those people. But it also just amazes me every single day that I see the hard work that people have put into these university events just from the goodness of their own heart. So.
Yeah, it is great. There's definitely a very passionate community around university esports and sort of esports in general, which definitely pushes it forward. So just a bit of a fun question. Are there any teams that you've seen in the university scene that you think are pushing the boundaries and are really ones to watch? You know, you don't have to say Manchester, but I think we know it should be Manchester.
Well, I heard Manchester's been falling off a little bit lately.
Not so sure.
No, so I've been following the Bill pretty closely, and I mean, the top teams there have been Birmingham and Cambridge. We've seen them do a lot of good stuff in the Four Nations, a couple of offline events, and of course in the Newell itself. However, if you look at the wider context, you saw that Cambridge really got absolutely stomped by the winners of the Portuguese League, the University League in Portugal. So. In the UK, I'd say look out for Cambridge and Birmingham. Those guys are definitely putting in the work. They're definitely putting in the effort to become a top-tier team. It can be hard alongside university, but I think those guys can do it. But in a wider context, I'd say take a look at those Portuguese guys. They're putting some serious hurt on some serious opponents. So I'd say they're my ones to watch right now. I don't remember the name of that team off the back of my hand, but. There's also an up-and-coming university scene in Italy and France, so there might be some power players there, but I just haven't been privy to watching those matches. But there's going to be some competition for the UK very soon.
Yeah, I mean, once again, Cambridge is showing that they are the best at everything. So more just in general, what are you looking forward to most in the next sort of year, next season for League of Legends? I mean, personally, what are you most excited for?
Well, this is going to sound really predictable. And for me, it's the university scene, obviously. No, the university scene, in my mind, and this is not just because it's my project or what I work on, is one of the highest potential areas of engagement for our player base over the next coming years. You have an environment that lends itself very much to forming meaningful real-life connections between people that play League of Legends, and that's at the end of the day something that we can't forget, is that behind that summer name is a person, and that person has needs outside the game, and those needs include friendships. So if you try and connect everybody in the general League of Legends community with each other, that's going to be a little bit tricky because you might get a person that matches with another person, but they live miles and miles apart. But I can guarantee you that in your university, there's at least one person you can get along with tremendously well that probably plays League of Legends at a similar skill level to you, or even higher or lower, and you can help each other out and learn from one another. And that has the potential to become your best friend for life. And I think if we, as a company, can facilitate those real-world connections where through League of Legends and through the sheer passion of that game, we can create lasting friendships that potentially last for a lifetime. I think we're doing a job that's fantastic to be part of. It's awe-inspiring if this shared passion can create those bonds. And I think the highest probability of being able to create those real-world connections is within the university scene. And that is what makes me so excited about the coming years in the university scene, because I think a lot of friendships are going to be formed, teams are going to be formed, and it's going to be people that are going to stick together for a long time. And just, having the opportunity to work on that makes it even more special.
Yeah, I think that's true, very true. I know a lot of people in our society have met some really good friends. I mean, me personally live with 2 people I've met through the esports society, so it's really good. So we talked a bit about community events like King of North, King of the Capital. If somebody wants to do one of those events, how do they get in touch with you? What's the best way to sort of get Riot's help and assistance? Could you give us a bit of insight into that, please?
Sure. So we have a couple of programs that are running. If you want to do tournaments, we have prize events. You can find those on our website, or just Google Riot Games or League of Legends prize events. Those will give you some RP prizes and triumphant rides if your tournament meets certain criteria. I'm always available on Twitter. That's probably the best way to get in contact with me, because if I spell out any help here, make it across to everybody, and people will be like, wait, what was that fourth letter again? So at Riot Bro on Twitter, just tweet me. I'll follow you back, and we can discuss it in direct messages or through email. And for anyone that's contemplating creating a community event, I'd say do it. I want you to create that event. Because the more events and the more engaging things that are happening in that scene, the better it is for all of us.
Yeah, I mean, it's good if people do your job, hey, Ollie. So when can people come and see you in person? Are you going to come to King of the North? Or are you going to come to, what events are you coming to in the UK that people can meet you at?
Well, I'm going to be at the King of the North, for sure. I'll be at the NUEL finals, for sure as well. I'm looking into attending some of the other events that are happening in the UK, but it might be impossible for me just because of time restraints and some other cool stuff that we're working on for the university program. I don't want to leave that on the back burner just to attend a few events. But King of the North and the NUEL finals are definitely confirmed, so I hope to see as many people as possible there.
Awesome, well we look forward to seeing you too. So I think that's all we've got time for today. Thanks a lot for coming, Ollie. You got any final words before we go?
Final words, they're always tricky. I'd say keep doing what you're doing, guys. Stay in school. Wow, that was cheesy. I'd say you guys that love League of Legends so much, you guys that play League of Legends so much, that embrace it as a part of your lifestyle and as a part of your passion. Thank you. Like from the bottom of my heart and from right here, thank you. You guys make this all possible, and without you, this game would be nothing.
Okay, thanks a lot, Ollie. We'll send it back over to the stream now.